COVID-19, or coronavirus infectious disease 2019, is a virus. It's a coronavirus. We have coronaviruses here in the United States now, which cause respiratory illness. This is a novel coronavirus, which has come out of Wuhan, China, and spread across the world. So the symptoms of COVID-19 is predominantly fever and cough. It's an infection of the respiratory system, so fever, cough, some people have shortness of breath as well. If you're a patient and you think you have COVID-19, the first thing to do is isolate yourself at home. If you have mild to moderate symptoms, this is going to go away on its own, and your biggest responsibility is not giving it to other people. The decision on whether or not to come to an emergency room is based on how sick you are. Obviously, if you feel awful, you're having trouble breathing, you should go to the emergency room. You should call ahead so they know you're coming so they can take the proper precautions. But if you just have mild symptoms, cough, a little bit of fever, then just call your family doctor, your local doctor, and get advice. The best way to prevent the disease right now is avoiding people who are sick. There's no vaccine, there's no specific treatment, so you need to avoid people who are sick. In addition, when you're out in public, wash your hands frequently. Certainly when you come back into your house, wash your hands. We don't think it's a good idea to wear a mask in public all the time. Doing that diverts those masks from the healthcare providers who need the masks, and also wearing the mask all day, they get saturated, they don't work as well, and so it's not recommended. What we're seeing so far is that the children seem to do very well. Most people do well, but the elderly, those over 80, and those with underlying health conditions have a worse outcome with this infection. The immune system seems to falter as you get older, and we see this with other conditions such as influenza. MedStar has been preparing for this ever since December when it first came out. It's been a steady progression of plans to include educating people about it, plans for isolating people when they come to our facility, and then plans for protecting our workers who care for these patients. So if you get the disease now, you would need to be quarantined. Again, the big teaching point with this virus is not spreading it to others because there's no treatment. And so if you have it, we want you to self-quarantine at home until you're better. The decision on whether you're quarantined at home or in the hospital is really made by the clinical condition. If you need something from the hospital, oxygen, other things, then we want you in the hospital to take care of you. But if you don't need anything that a hospital can offer, then you're better off staying home and caring for yourself at home. Based on the data out of China, it seems that most people get sick by day 5. So after exposure until you get sick is about 5 days. The CDC estimates if they push that out to 14 days, they'll catch anybody who might develop symptoms later. And if you haven't developed symptoms after 14 days, then you didn't catch the virus. The question about whether or not you can get it twice is unknown. We don't think so. With other coronaviruses, there's a period of immunity. So you catch it, your body builds up an immune response, and then you're immune to it. For this virus, the data's too young to really make firm decisions, but we think you will be immune to it for a period of time. When this will end is unknown. With SARS, it just went away. After a few months, it just disappeared. We don't know if that's going to happen with this virus. It'd be wonderful if it did, but I think we need to prepare for this to be a long slog where it stays around until most people become immune to it or we develop a vaccine.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kate Ayub. I'm a physical therapist and I specialize in ergonomics with MedStar Health. I'm in my home, just like you, and I'm going to be talking to you today about how to set up your workplace while at home. Let's get started. So what we want to do is set up your monitor so it's about at your eye level. So using boxes or books as much as you need to in order to boost it up. We then want your shoulders resting comfortably at your sides with your elbows about at a 90-degree angle. Your keyboard should be within easy reach with your arms comfortably at your side. We don't want your keyboard so far forward that you have to lean forward like this. So a lot of times pulling it closer, while it feels a little bit more uncomfortable, is actually puts you in a more optimal position. The same goes with your mouse. We don't want it too far forward. We want it within easy reach. So let's talk about back support. What you want to do is sit all the way back in the chair so the chair is supporting you. If you need, you can place a pillow that will bring you more forward, or if you need more lumbar support, rolling a towel or taking a small pillow and putting it at the small of your back can be useful too. You can see here that I had to add some cushions to raise myself up so that my elbows could be at the right height. But when that happens, oftentimes your feet don't touch the ground. So feel free to use a box or a stack of books in order to give your feet support. So if you don't have access to a monitor and instead you're using a laptop, but you do have a keyboard and a mouse, you can put the laptop up just like you would the monitor, about at eye level, and then you can use the keyboard and mouse just as you would on a regular desk setup. So if you only have access to a laptop at home, you need to prioritize based on the task that you're doing. If you're doing a lot of writing, optimize your shoulder and arm position by putting the keyboard close to you and then tilting the monitor as much as you need to comfortably see it. If you're doing a lot of reading, put your monitor up so that it's easier to see comfortably from your chair. If you're looking for a standing option, whether you have an at-home standing desk or you decide to build your own, the same rules are going to apply. As you can see, I made the desk tall enough so that my arms can rest comfortably at my sides, and I boosted my monitor up so that it's still at eye level and easy to see. Even if you're in the most optimal position, whether it's sitting or standing, it's still really important to move around throughout the day. I can't stress this enough. So make sure you are taking standing breaks, stretching breaks, and walking breaks. In summary, positioning is really important. Move around and enjoy your time at home.
I think something that a lot of people miss in their workouts is single leg activities and things that everyone wants to be strong, so they do a lot of weight. But body weight is good for you, and it's about slowing the movement down and controlling the movement. The eccentric control of the movement is where you build a lot of actual strength. And single leg things, exercises are better because they can show you where your weaknesses lie and help you gain balance, which is also helpful in everything else that you're doing. So today we're going to show you kind of some progressions using this is just a park bench. It's kind of tall, but so you can use a smaller one, you can use a taller one if you are so inclined. But we're just going to start out with some step-ups to start with. So you put your foot on the bench. You want to focus on pushing with this leg, not propelling yourself with this one. It's stepping into the heel of this one and raising yourself up. Get your control, and then nice and slow come back down. Then we go to this side. Same thing. Focus on putting all your weight here. So I'm leaning into it. I'm leaning in, up, and then nice and slow back down. So keep alternating this, driving it up. Okay, so you can do that 10 to 15 times on each leg. Then if you want to progress from there, you can do kind of more little quicker movements. So we'll do them all on one side. So I'm going to start like this. I'm going to up, down, up, and I'm using my arms to help drive me through this movement. Okay, 10 on one side. Then this one, same thing, up, 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 up. I'm not as good on my left side. You got to use your arms. And then back down. Then we don't want to do everything in just this front plane. This is a sagittal plane. We also want to do things in the frontal plane. So that's the lateral movement. So for this, we're going to step onto the box like this, with a bench, up, back down. Then we're still facing the same way. Start leading with the right leg, down. Again, The down part is really important to control it and not just fall down the side when you do this. And then from there, I like to do this something called the crossover step up. So I'm taking my outside leg, my right leg here, crossing it over my left, focusing all my energy on using my quad here to lift me up, not pushing off with my left foot. So nice and slow. I get my balance when I'm up. Then we go nice and slow back down the same way we came up. Reach behind you, back down. Then switch sides. So now, using my right leg or my left leg, pushing up, nice and slow, back down like that, controlling the movement. You can do 10 of those on each side. All of these can be repeated for sets, so you do 10 each leg, go through the whole thing, do the whole circuit again, 2 to 3 times, and you'll focus on really gaining some of that strength that's going to push you into the next level of working on your power with your plyometrics.
Hi, this is Jenna with MedStar Health Sports Medicine. I'm an athletic trainer and I'm here today to talk about how kindness has some health benefits. When you provide an act of kindness, your body is flooded with hormones such as serotonin, endorphins, and oxytocin. These hormones help us not only with our overall mood, but let's talk about what happens to us physically. So serotonin actually helps us with wound healing as well as decreasing anxiety and allows us to relax. Endorphins actually decrease pain and also helps us to relax and have an overall good mood. Lastly, oxytocin, when released, we actually see a reduction in our blood pressure, leading to overall general good health, heart health as well as mental health. All of them help us as we're trying to relax and calm down, and that's going to lead to less anxiety and depression. While one random act of kindness will produce 3 to 4 minutes of relief and the flood of those hormones, think about what would happen if we practice it on a regular basis and it becomes a part of our routine. Overall, we're going to be feeling better. A lot of times we can use kindness as a treatment plan. 3 ways that we can use kindness and other type of mindful exercises is through mindful meditation, showing our gratitude, and then acts of kindness. Did you know that kindness is contagious? When you provide an act of kindness, that person that you're providing the act of kindness for, actually they get an increase in the release of hormones that we get by providing kindness. And then if they're able to give the gratitude, there's even more of an effect for them. So not only are they more likely to pay it forward and it puts them in a better mood and helps them out, but we're helping our community in general. Again, the more we can do together, the better we are. All right, so your challenge for this week is catch a teammate in an act of kindness. If you can catch a teammate in an act of kindness, then go ahead and post it to social media. Make sure you hashtag MedStar Health.